All right, let's talk about something that trips up so many iOS developers, especially in an interview. The question is always the same. What can you actually save in user defaults? It seems simple, but the rules can be a little tricky. So today, we're going to clear this up once and for all.
I mean, of course you have, right? These are the bread and butter tasks for any app. You need to stash some small piece of information that just sticks around even after the app closes. And that is exactly what UserDefaults was built for.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with what UserDefaults really is, using a simple analogy. Then we'll cover the yes, maybe, and definite no lists of data types. And stick around because we'll cover the super smart workaround and finish with the one golden rule you absolutely need to know.
Okay, first things first. Before we can talk about the rules, we have to know what we're dealing with. So what is UserDefaults at its core?
You see that phrase right there? Property list compatible? That is the secret to everything. That's the key. UserDefaults is not some big, heavy database. No way. It's a super lightweight system that's built around this one specific data format, which makes it really fast, but also limited.
And here's the best way to think about it. It's just a digital sticky note for your app. It's perfect for jotting down a username, a light or dark mode setting, maybe a high score. But you wouldn't write a novel on a sticky note, would you? Of course not. And the exact same logic applies here.
All right, let's start with the easy stuff. What can you scribble on that sticky note with zero problems? This is what I call the yes list.
These are your slam dunks, the no-brainers. You know, strings, all your standard numbers like ints and doubles, a simple true-false bool, they all just work. And look, URL is in there too. And super importantly, so is data. Just a raw chunk of data. Remember that one. Data is going to be our hero in a few minutes.
Okay, so the basics are covered. But what about putting a few things together, like a whole list of high scores in an array? Well, that brings us to the maybe list. You can do it, but there's a catch.
And here's the deal. You can totally save an array or a dictionary, but only if every single thing inside it is already on our yes list. So an array of strings? Great. An array of ints? Perfect. But an array of your custom user objects? Nope, that won't work. And for dictionaries, the rule's even tighter. The keys have to be strings, and the values have to be from that yes list.
And that leads us right into the heart of the problem, the source of all the confusion, the no list. These are the things that, if you try to save them directly, you're going to have a bad time. And here it is, your custom user struct, your game settings class, anything you've built yourself. You can't just throw it at UserDefaults. Why? Because it's not PLIST compatible. UserDefaults has no idea what to do with it. And this is the wall that pretty much every new iOS developer hits.
But hey, for every wall, there's a way around it. And this workaround is a super common and really elegant pattern in iOS. Let's look at how to save pretty much anything you want.
Remember our hero from the yes list, the data type? Well, here's where it saves the day. The entire strategy is to take your complex object from the no list and basically squish it down, or encode it, into a simple blob of data. And since we already know UserDefaults can save data, problem solved.
And this is how it works. It's actually pretty simple. First, you just tell your custom struct or class to conform to something called Codable. Think of it as giving your object a superpower to convert itself. Then you use an encoder to turn your object into that data blob. And finally, you just save that data object to UserDefaults with a key, same as you would a simple string. That's it. To get it back, you just run the process in reverse.
So, we've gone through the yes, the maybe, the no, and the smart workaround. Now let's wrap this all up with the single most important rule to take away from all this. This is it. This is the golden rule. Use UserDefaults for user preferences, simple settings, little flags. It's amazing for that stuff. But the moment you start dealing with a lot of data or complex relationships between data, that's your cue to look for a real database, like Core Data or Swift Data. It's all about knowing the right tool for the right job.
So there you have it, the complete breakdown of what you can and can't do with UserDefaults. It's not a database, it's a sticky note. And now that you know exactly how to use it and how to get around its limits, the only real question is, what are you going to build with it next?